The universe doesn't teach lessons, it just matches vibrations. Law of attraction isn't smart, it's obedient.
Michael Lozier, a legend of the world of law of attraction, really made it understandable and easy for me.
I want to say because I'm a good trainer and I can make complicated subjects easy.
He's the author of the best-selling books, The Law of Attraction, The Law of Connection. He's on Life's Purpose.
I wrote 3 books, but I don't even call myself a writer. I call myself a trainer who wrote 3 good guides.
His take on the way success happens and how you attract success into your life is phenomenal.
When it comes to law of attraction doesn't know how or why you're giving it attention. It's just going to start to unfold and orchestrate the things you're giving attention to.
So how does success happen? What's your formula? How does it work?
Number 1, identify what I want and the way I want it to be, and stay in that vibration and keep giving it attention. Doesn't mean I have to daydream on it or I have to visualize. That's not easy for some people.
Yeah.
Be in the energy of it. Can you volunteer and be in the energy of it? Can you research? Can you be in the energy of it? And when it comes to law of attraction doesn't know how or why you're giving it attention. It's just going to start to unfold and orchestrate the things you're giving attention to. You could daydream. Guess what? You're giving it attention.
Yeah.
You could pretend. You could go sit in somebody else's lecture room or audience. Be in the energy of it. And law of attraction doesn't know where the vibe's coming from. It's just matching it.
Did you have to learn that, or is that something that naturally came to you? How did that work for you?
You know, I studied NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and my job is to make things easy for people. I got to break it down. What is the most common denominator? How can I make people relate to that? So in my teachings, I talk about using the words don't, not, and no. And to help people understand it, I say, go to Google and type in no football. Do you think you're going to get hockey? You're in for a surprise. Go type in no pink elephant. You're going to get pink elephants. You see, Google strips of the way the words don't, not, and no and brings you what you said you didn't want. So if we can think of the law of attraction as vibrational Google, you see, Google isn't smart. It's obedient. And it's bringing you to match the input that you gave it. Law of attraction isn't smart. It's obedient. If you want to know the vibe you're sending about attracting ideal clients, how's that working for you?
Yeah.
It's a perfect match.
How does failure teach success?
Failure. I hear people say, oh, that's to teach you a lesson. The universe doesn't teach lessons. It just matches vibrations. I almost got the ideal job, date, client interview. Celebrate how close it is, but hold out for the perfect match.
But what are the keys to success in connection?
We can build rapport real fast, sometimes in 2 minutes, sometimes over a cup of coffee. And how long does it take to break rapport?
Yeah.
1 nanosecond. So why does rapport get broken? In most cases, is because people are communicating that's not matching the other person's style. And to complicate it, there's 4 main styles. Some people need to see it, the visuals. Some people need to hear it, the auditories. Some people need to feel it or do it. And then there's some people that need to think about it. So if I'm talking to somebody that needs to think about it and I'm snapping my fingers trying to get them to answer me, they're still processing it. What happens? Rapport gets broke. Or maybe I'm the person that needs to see something and you're asking me, how does it make me feel? Now I'm really ticked off, right? Because I don't have feelings. I like to use my eyes.
Yeah.
Or someone says, can you look at this? And I'll say, just tell me about it. Why do they do that? Because they're auditory.
Yeah.
If your friend or client says, just tell me about it, don't try to show it to them. So that's where rapport breaks down. So real short, there's 4 styles. One of them is our favorite dominant.
What makes publishing something you're great at?
I want to say because I'm a good trainer and I can make complicated subjects easy. Same with, your life purpose. It's not complicated. The purpose of your life is to feel good. So let's back up and find out what that means, right?
Yeah.
So I made law of attraction easy. I made understanding the 4 styles easier.
What's the top 2 or 3 things that make people a success at attracting the great things into their life?
Keeping score about what's matching. For example, all of us have goals and goal setting is really good. However, we end up keeping score that we're not there yet. You know what? I wanted 10 clients this month. I only got 8. Really? You're not excited? No, I'm not excited. See, with some goal setting, we get excited when we reach the goal. But with law of attraction, I want people to get excited with the first sale. Say, wow, you know what? I just launched my new product, my new offer. I got a sale today. They're pretty great. Listen, these people came from out of the blue. They paid for full on time, and they did this and this, and we could, and boom. And use the word celebrating, which is a very kinesthetic word. You can use the word acknowledge. If you acknowledge everything that you liked about that first sale, law of attraction is responding that you're giving attention to the ideal sale. So instead of keeping score that you're not there yet, celebrate what you have. And in the acknowledgement and in the celebration, now you're getting more of that. That's how you duplicate an ideal client. You make sure that you're giving that ideal client attention. It's like a hack. Law of attraction doesn't know where the vibration's coming from. It's just matching it. It doesn't know that you're pretending or you're in your mastermind team or you're updating with your success, or it doesn't know if you're complaining or worrying.
Michael, let's talk about scaling up or sizing up or going from good to great. What are some of the keys to making that leap?
Okay, as soon as you asked me the question, I remember an author. Her name was Barbara Sher, and she wrote the book called Teamworks. 25 years ago, there wasn't a lot of, self-help books kind of thing. They were even hard to find. So she said this in her book, and I remembered it forever. People have more courage for others than they do for themselves. In my entire career, including with the word law of attraction, I enrolled other people that had projects they wanted to work on. And I didn't know it was called a mastermind team. It was just me and another friend. And we'd meet once a week on old school phone, not even on a BlackBerry, pre-BlackBerry, right? The corded phone. And we would be talking about each other's goals and dreams and what progress we made. So most of the successful things I've done with other people, and helping them on their goal and them helping me on my goal. So, and then we have a fair exchange and everybody's moving forward. So I would say, find someone else that wants to level up and level up together. And that's where accountability comes in. And coaches do that. They keep people accountable. Yeah. And maybe in between, you can have a weekly meeting with somebody to talk about the success, like be deliberate about doing that.
Yeah. So let's talk about the leapfrog in your life. Oprah Winfrey was a definite leapfrog for you and took you from a good level to a great level. What had to happen for you to take advantage of that, I guess, and to step into it?
I want to tell you about my first big frog, or leapfrog rather, was teleclasses. I'm living on Gilligan's Island, and all of a sudden I'm picking up the phone and I have 100 people listening to a subject. And these 100 people were so hungry because nobody was talking about the subject. So that was my first catalyst doing that. And then I really published my book so I could be a speaker. So I was doing seminars in Victoria and I wanted to do more. I wanted to go on the speaking tour. And I met this other trainer and he said, if you had a book, you could speak anywhere. Well, you don't have to say that twice to me. Why? Because I was so fulfilled by that idea. It's like, I don't want to be an author and a writer. I wrote 3 books, but I don't even call myself a writer. I call myself a trainer who wrote 3 good guides, right? Yeah. So that's how that book happened.
Hi, and thanks for joining us on the Big Success Podcast. I want to give you a free gift, but first, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribers make sure we get a better podcast, build it bigger, and create more great content for you every single week. Now, that gift, jump on bradsugars.com. You'll see the Big Success Starter. It's a free video training course. Dive on over, bradsugars.com. Let's get you building your success.